Outstanding Poles in History. Frederic Chopin. In 1810, Frederic Chopin was born in Żelazowa Wola. Shortly after his birth, the boy's father secured a job at the Warsaw Lyceum, and the entire family moved to the capital. From the beginning, the Chopin parents emphasized the solid education of their children. Besides Frederic, the Chopin family had 3 daughters. They attached great importance to learning foreign languages and playing musical instruments. In those times, the most crucial piece of furniture in homes was the piano, on which 7-year-old Frederic composed his first 2 polonaises. And a year later, he gave his first concert. This marked the beginning of the great career of the Polish pianist. Initially, he performed at aristocratic gatherings, charity events, churches, and palaces. He was called a prodigy, the second Mozart. But along with talent came titanic work. The boy practiced playing the piano for several hours every day. During summers, he visited his schoolmate in Szafárnia. Inspired by rural folklore, he created mazurkas that became his trademark. After finishing high school, he became a student at the Warsaw Main School of Music. Professors, led by Józef Elsner, quickly recognized Chopin's musical genius, allowing him to develop and refine his talent. After his studies, Frederic traveled to Vienna with friends, where he played with an orchestra. His performance captivated the audience and critics, prompting him to plan further international trips. Upon returning to Warsaw, he composed, among other works, 2 piano concertos, the first nocturne and the first studies, waltzes and mazurkas. Before the planned journey, he gave a series of concerts, mainly at the National Theatre, presenting his new compositions to the Polish audience. On November 2nd, 1830, as planned, he set out on a musical tour around the world. He first went to Vienna. When Chopin was on a concert tour in Poland, the November uprising broke out, ending in Russian victory. The era of persecution and Russification began. Frederic could not return to Poland. This had a significant impact on his creativity, longing for his homeland and family, anger at the occupiers, and self-regret made his compositional style even more individual. From Vienna, he decided to go to Paris, where his artistic position quickly grew. He met many Poles there, post-insurrection refugees from the so-called Great Emigration. In 1832, Frederic signed a contract with a leading Parisian publishing company, and his works were also published in Germany and Italy. Chopin's concerts enchanted the entire artistic Paris, and among his compatriots, they aroused nostalgia for the lost homeland. Despite professional success, his private life was not going well. After several years in France, Frederic fell in love with Maria Wodzinska. However, her parents did not agree to the marriage due to the composer's poor health and irregular lifestyle. Later, he became involved with the French writer Georges Sand. During their stay in Majorca, Frederic Chopin fell seriously ill. These were the first symptoms of tuberculosis, a deadly disease at the time. Despite feeling unwell, he continued to compose. After returning, he lived with his beloved Georges in Nohant, where Frederic Chopin's greatest works were created. Unfortunately, this relationship also ended after 9 years of acquaintance. Frederic's physical and mental condition deteriorated. In 1848, he went to England and Scotland. During this trip, he gave his last concert, playing for Polish emigrants in London. He died on October 17, 1849, from pulmonary tuberculosis in his Paris apartment. Frederic always longed for his homeland. He had a desire in his heart to return to Warsaw. And so it happened, because after all, Frederic Chopin was a true Warsawian at birth, a Pole at heart, and a citizen of the world by talent.